Hey ladies, how's it going? Dan Frampton here, and I'd like to genuinely thank you for clicking onto today's video. It means so much to me that you're spending some time here on the channel. Today, we're talking about another huge return to the hardcore scene. A couple months ago, well, maybe even just a month ago, we talked about the announced return of Trapped Under Ice, which is going to be a pretty hyped time, I would imagine. But today, we're talking about a more iconic, a more legendary, dare I say, an older, more vintage band known as Botch. In the late 90s, Botch put out two records that proved to be highly influential in the math rock and metalcore genres. But it wasn't until after they broke up that they got their notoriety. They came out of Tacoma, Washington, and when most hardcore bands are making riffs to make you spin, kick, and punch the floors, these guys are like, no, we're gonna be a little bit more refined and technical than that, if that's okay with you, hardcore scene. But over the last couple days, there have been some developments in the Botch camp. And it was said that these guys would never return, they would never do anything ever again, and here we are, they're doing stuff again. So let's go over to Brooklyn Vegan, here on the internet, where bassist Brian Cook, who has previously been vocally against a Botch reunion, had this to say. Over the last 20 years, I routinely had friends, fans, journalists, and promoters ask, so, when is Botch getting back together? For me, the answer has always been an easy never. I was proud of the legacy, and honoring it meant leaving it in the past. Over the years, I eventually had to acknowledge that my bandmates didn't necessarily feel the same way. And maybe the consistent question about a reunion meant there wasn't closure for our audience either. At some point, saying never felt less like a triumph and more like me standing in the way of other people's happiness. Oh man, that's such a nice guy thing to say. That said, this isn't a selfless endeavor. Oh, okay, true. A reunion is only respectable if the members involved are still emotionally connected to the music. Yeah, that's so true. If this is just like a big old cash grab, then fuck it, no one likes it, no one wants it. But if everybody's like still passionately invested in this, then yeah, why not? While it wasn't originally intended to be a Botch song, working on 122 served as a reminder of the passion we held for things that we built together. That 122 song that he's talking about was put out in August. They did a little video. I'll show you some stills from the video. I don't want to really play it, but it's a little black and white number. You know, here they are. Oh, it's so nice to see the boys in Botch playing music again. If I cared so much about the music, why was I withholding it? If I really wanted to look forward, maybe I needed to settle up with the past. So here we are. We got a couple shows for you. Tickets on sale tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually today, the time of recording. But don't worry about it. I'll get into it. It doesn't really matter. I'm turning off notifications and ignoring my inbox. If we're friends IRL and we've talked about the reunion stuff, I'm sure you'll understand the radio silence. Love y'all, and thanks for giving a hoot. You know what? We do give a hoot. And there was a whole interview done with David of Botch and Minus the Bear on the Brooklyn Vegan show that you can go listen to over here. So this doesn't come as a super huge surprise, because in August they did put out that song, and it kind of got the whole world speculating, is Botch getting back together? And then it was announced, well, they're getting back together for at least 2 shows. And that was because over the weekend, during Matt Bale's birthday party, they played a surprise set. And I am gonna play a couple snippets from that. God damn, that's Botch. They're doing the Botch thing again. This guy out front is so stoked. So yeah, it does seem like they're still emotionally invested into this stuff, and that we're gonna see them come back together. At least for 2 shows at the Showroom in Seattle, Washington on February 24th and 25th. Which is pretty exciting for people that were able to get tickets, because apparently they sold out right away. And it was a little bit controversial, because in the comments here, it seems like the bots bought them all, and then Botch were like, no, we're gonna put the bot tickets back on so actual fans get the tickets. But still, as I'm recording this video, there are no tickets available, unfortunately. So we got 2 options, Botch. You either rent out a bigger venue so more people can go see you, because clearly the interest is there, or you go back on tour, you do a couple more dates, you hit up a whole bunch more venues in your hometown area, whatever, but then you go out to the East Coast, you travel around the West Coast, you go through the Midwest, hell, you might even come to Canada. But just a quick little video, because I consider this to be a newsworthy update. Botch is getting back together after 20 years. If they put out any more material or if they go on a full-fledged tour, I'll do a little update video. But until then, watch another upload.